Well, I'm finally sitting down to do additional thoughts for Good Kid, Mad City, and I've been very hesitant because I love this album, and there's so much depth and complexity in this album that I still feel like I want to listen to it 10, 20, 50 more times before I do an additional thoughts video, because there's so much going on and it's so well put together, and there's so many little secret nuances to it that there's still stuff I'm not getting, and I know I'm not getting it. And I think that's one of the reasons, one of several reasons why I love this album so much. I'm going to be listening to this forever, and every time I listen to it, I'm going to hear something new. Actually, this morning I was listening to it, and track one, Shireen, that track starts out with that's very specific sound. And I noticed, I can't remember which track it was now. I was trying to find it just now. There's another track where that sound picks up, and it's like it's the little tiny breadcrumb to indicate that the end of that track or that little outro skit, that sound is where Shireen starts. Because you guys mentioned to me that this album does not play out necessarily in chronological order in terms of the events. And I didn't quite pick that up on the first listen. I noticed that things were kind of jumping around a little bit, but I didn't really put together the fact that it was all one day in a series of events, but just not quite in chronological order. Regarding the first track, Shireen, I always want to, for some reason, I have this urge to dismiss it, but every time I listen to it, I'm like, it's a great fucking song. Great song. It really is. It's a good song. Good little kickoff to the story that's being told. Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. I love that track. I love that track. And I laugh because one of the things that has been a struggle for me as I do this journey into hip hop, rap, whatever subgenre you want to call it, there is a language barrier that exists. And part of the language barrier that exists to me is I sometimes feel, I used to more so, a lot less now, but I used to feel that some of the lyrics and the language was juvenile. Just because it's bitch that and end this and end that and all this other stuff. And it just never really appealed to me in that sense. But the track Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe is just so, it's so cool on so many levels, both as its own song. It just stands on its own two legs, like pretty much every song in this album, which is another thing I love about it. All these songs stand alone really well, while also feeding into the songs that are around it really well, while also supporting the entire structure of the story really well. But Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe, it's just, I was listening to it this morning. I was out in the side yard, like cleaning some shit up because I got some stuff to do today, and I just had it on. I had my phone in my pocket, shitty audio, listening to Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe because it's just such a cool track to listen to, and and it does. It makes me chill. Never did I think I would say the statement, a hip hop song makes me chill out. I never thought that would fucking happen. So this is fun. The journey progresses forward. Backseat freestyle. I was having a hard time with that track. Not because I dislike it. I think it's a good track. But I never really understood why it was there in this album, because it kind of seemed to stick out from the general theme of the album. And this morning I was reading on genius.com what a godsend that website has been for me as far as reading lyrics, summaries, annotations, explanations. Reading there, I never really caught on to the fact that at the end of Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe, the little outro skit, they tell him to get in the car and, do some freestyling. And that's what he does. And then the freestyling itself seems to be coming from a place of kind of arrogance. He's doing this before all of these events that happen in this day into the evening go down. And so he's still in this mindset of cocky and proud and freestyling and doing all this other shit because he's still having fun. And so now, after reading that and understanding that track makes way more sense. And it's a cool track in its own. And apparently he did it in 1 or 2 takes or something like that, which is pretty fucking impressive. I enjoyed the lyrics on that, how he rolls, respect what is it? Something about all my life I want money and power, respect my mind, or die from lead shower. I like how he's rolled those two R's together. It's cool. The Art of Peer Pressure, I really think is my favorite track off of the album. And I hate saying that because there's so many good tracks. Swimming Pools is another one I really, really love. Sing About Me, Dying of Thirst is another good one. Good Kid and Mad City, both on their own or killer out tracks. I kind of pair them together. To me, those songs are the same. It's one song. But The Art of Peer Pressure, I love because it gives me a vibe that's very, very similar to Hold My Liquor, which was a track that just fucking hooked me like crazy off of Eyez. And I even did a video talking specifically about that song because it got so deep into my mind. And the tones are so similar, but The Art of Peer Pressure is different. It feels the same, and I think on the surface, you could go, oh, yeah, these are the same kinds of songs, but it's not. Because on Hold My Liquor, I get this vision of a guy who, he doesn't want to be at home. He's going to see this girl. He's drunk because he's miserable, because he can't exist anywhere, because anywhere he goes, he's unhappy. And so he's almost like just driving, like chasing his tail. He's just chasing his tail. He's got nowhere to go, no place to be. And when you have nowhere to go, you're lost. And I get that sense of being lost from Hold My Liquor. The Art of Peer Pressure, though, that feeling is starting to exist, but not yet. What I get from that track is shit. Here we go. Because the song starts out that first minute or so where it's like, I'm just hanging with my homies and we're having fun. And it's kind of an upbeat song. You know, it's all chill. And then it turns. And it makes a distinct turn both in sound and how he's doing his lyrics. And to me, that represents a very clear line of I'm in control versus I'm no longer in control. And now I'm just in this thing and I can't get out of it. It's almost like being on a roller coaster or just in some sort of vessel where you're just there and you have to fucking ride it out no matter what happens. There's nothing you can do about what's happening next. You have no control. And especially in the back end, I love the darker tone of the song, but when he changes his lyrics, he's almost speaking. And it makes me think of a confessional. It makes me think of a guy who's just, he's not telling you what is happening. He's telling you what did happen because he's confessing, because he wants forgiveness, because he knows it's wrong. And so that's why I love that song so much. I think it's a fucking amazing track, extremely powerful, amazing. Money Trees and Poetic Justice. These are the two tracks I'm still struggling with. I feel like I don't fully understand them. I was reading about Money Trees earlier today. And really the whole idea for Money Trees, from what I understand, is just, it's just still this idea of we only care about money. We're just doing all this shit to try and make more money. You know, we're trying to be like rappers and, you know, live this high lifestyle and all this other shit. And there's no real awareness of the consequences that are come with it. It makes sense. It's a good song. It's not that I dislike it. But in the whole of the album and the story, I still haven't quite got it all the way yet. So I'm going to keep listening to it. Same thing with Poetic Justice. The one thing I do like about Poetic Justice a lot is Drake's section in there. I feel like is really good. Really good. Good Kid, Mad City, fucking amazing tracks. Amazing tracks. Especially Good Kid, where he's just he's really fleshing out this painting that he's made of what the Mad City is and what it's like to try and be a good kid within it. This idea that he's trying to dodge these different gangs and, you know, he doesn't really want to associate with either of them, but because of that, he doesn't belong to any of them, and so they're all after him. And then especially how when the track, you know, and then the cops are harassing him, all that shit, which is, I mean, unfortunately, a constant reality. And then even the third verse where I guess it seems like he's talking about where he's first getting picked up by the album or something like that, because they hire him as a victim. But really, it's more so he's looking around and all these people are just laying around on drugs, and he just fucking snaps at the end of the track, which is so cool because the whole thing, one day you're going to respect the good kid, Mad City. You will respect me one day. And then the next track is Mad City, and it's like him snapping and becoming the Mad City, what has made him so upset and stressed him out. And the first part of the track, how it's just got that dun 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 dun. He's just fucking, stressed out, can't take it. He's even talking about how he's stressed out. And then it just clicks sounds into a completely different style of music. It's almost like gangster rap. I think of Dr. Dre and that kind of music. And, it's a Compton thing. And where he's just, now he is the Mad City. And he's just going out and talking about, you killed my cousin in 94. Fuck your truce. And he's, So he just snaps. And then that whole concept feeds right into swimming pools where he's just getting hammered because of what has happened. Getting hammered. Like, fuck. All this shit just went down, and he's trying to cope, and he's talking about how people, live their life in a bottle, and now he's doing the same thing. Well, I mean, initially he's not really trying to, but he's nursing a couple shots, and these other guys are like, hey, just drink. Fuck it, it's just an amazing, amazing journey. Then you get into Sing About Me and Dying of Thirst, which is such a beautiful song. So many people commented that it's their favorite track. I agree in that sense. I like Art of Pure Pressure more just from the sound, the darker sound. I love Sing About Me, Dying of Thirst, though. I think it's so powerful. The guy who gets killed, tell my story and all this other shit. And then the whole thing about Keisha's sister. I especially like how I'm never, she's bitching him out. I'm never going to fade away. I'm never fade away as the vocals fade away. And then when it switches over into the Dying of Thirst part, I'm tired of running. And the beat switches with it. And you get this sense of he's just running. And I like the angelic sound that's floating above him, because to me it just paints this picture of something that sees him, something that's watching over him, watching him run, and trying to just get out of this thing that he's in, this mad city. And then it gets to Real. And I'm gonna see if I can do it this time. on the album reaction, I got really emotional over Real, because when it gets to the end and it's his dad saying, hey, I'm sorry your buddy died. I'm not mad at you about the dominoes anymore. His mom calls and says she loves him and all this other shit. There's this portion where I sing my song, it's all for you. I sing my song, it's all for you. And I just picture my son. And that's it. That's why I got so worked up. Come on. Oh, fuck, man. Here we go. Okay. I picture my son, and I picture anybody's son trying to survive an environment like that. And I picture their parents trying to be supportive, trying to do anything that they can. And I mean, they just feel helpless. What do you do? Especially, you call up your son and you say, hey, I'm sorry your fucking buddy got killed. I'm not mad about the dominoes anymore. Yeah, no shit. You're not mad about the dominoes anymore. You're not mad about any of it anymore. You just want your son to come back. That's what his mom says. I hope you come back. Oh, kitty. Thank you, kitty, for some comedic relief. Incredible song. And then Compton, the final track, Compton, to me, when I first listened to it on the reaction, I was like, man, it feels out of place to take this long turn through Good Kid, Mad City, swimming pools, Sing About Me, Dying of Thirst, Real, to have that stretch of storytelling happen. And then go to Compton, where Compton's like this kind of an upbeat, Compton and this and that. And I kind of think of Compton as almost like a musical narrator for a story that's being told. I'm sure you guys have seen movies or whatever, where it starts out with the narrator discussing, so-and-so's doing this and that and blah, blah, blah. And then it kind of, the camera pans over, and then you watch the movie or the show and you see the story unfold. And then it comes back out to the narrator, and the narrator talks about how this is what it's like and blah, blah, blah. And So I feel like Compton as a track is like an audio narration summary of the Mad City. Like, this is every day in Mad City, especially how real when it ends with the kids saying the prayer. And Shireen, the first track, begins with the kids saying a prayer. And to me, I feel that like that's just a loop. Every fucking day, this is the Mad City. Every day. And the track Compton is to kind of encapsulate that idea. Like, Compton, this is Compton, blah, blah, blah. It is what it is, you know? I was thinking how I feel like this album should be taught in schools, all schools, everywhere, across the country, urban, rural, everywhere. The concepts that are happening in this album should be taught to young kids. The consequences, the different points of view, the arrogance, the sorrow, everything. I think this is a powerful piece of art. It's an incredible album. Musically, it hits on all marks, in my opinion. It's got a wide range of sound that's happening. Definitely my favorite so far through this musical journey of rap and hip hop. Yeah. And now I know everyone's waiting for To Pimp a Butterfly, and I am also waiting for To Pimp a Butterfly. But what I've done is I'm putting that to the side because I feel like there was a comment made on one of these videos where the person said that To Pimp a Butterfly is the equivalent of Dark Side of the Moon. And for those of you who aren't familiar with rock, Dark Side of the Moon is one of the juggernauts of classic rock. Like, one of the classic rock albums of all time. Amazing album. And so whether or not that's true or if that comparison is fair is irrelevant. Like, the fact that somebody even said that to me is very important, especially after seeing everything that exists in Good Kid, Mad City. So I'm kind of holding To Pimp a Butterfly as like a secret treasure for myself. Because I know I will only get to hear it the first time, one time. So in a way, I want to wait. I want to do other artists. I want to hear more music so I can learn more about the genre, get more appreciation for what's happening, so that when I finally open up To Pimp a Butterfly, I'll hopefully have as much appreciation for it as possible, if that makes sense. It's going to happen before the end of the year, okay? So there's a poll up for the next couple albums. Tomorrow I'm going to do Late Registration, and then I think the poll has Frank Ocean Blonde, Astro World, and Death Grips. So those 4 albums are happening before To Pimp a Butterfly. But it's coming. To Pimp a Butterfly is coming. It's coming soon. I'm very excited about it. I just want to give it the respect that it deserves. And I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to say. Incredible album. Incredible album. I mean, to me, this one, being a guy who's listened to rock, and I have so many rock albums that I love, this one flies by so many on my chart. I should use this hand and get... I still haven't learned where I am on the screen. I mean, I don't want to say it's top 10 personally for me, because I haven't really evaluated. It's difficult to compare rock to rap, hip hop. I'm learning this. The genres are very different in good ways. In good ways. I like the distinctions that exist between the two genres. But this album is incredible. There's no denying the power that exists here, the story that exists here. I really do think it should be taught in schools. It should be mandatory education for everybody in this country. Everybody in this country should fucking hear this, be sat down, told to go through it, understand the lyrics, understand the story. It's just amazing. It's an amazing album. Okay, I'm to the point where I'm just going to be repeating myself now. Lot more videos coming today. I'm home. I got some shit going on, but I gotta wait for people to show up first. So more to come. Thank you for the recommendations. Thank you for the support. You guys are fucking awesome, man. The community that is coming up around this channel is so inspiring to me. I love it. Tomorrow's Late Registration. There you go. Take care. Have a good weekend.